Just got on camera a bird that I have not filmed in over a year. What's up everybody? Today I am at Trapper Park, which is a river trail near my home. I've kind of neglected it up until now. I wasn't aware that it was so good for birding, but now I'm glad I'm back. We're gonna do a video here. So far we've seen some of your classic species. We started off with an American robin on the ground. It's always good to start off the day with a robin. And we also picked up a song sparrow up in a tree. So we're gonna walk along this trail and see what we can find. Target bird for the day. I would love to see a western tanager. I've already seen them this year a couple times. Haven't filmed any of them so far. And any type of impid would be a really good bird to pick up on our list. Let's see what birds we can find. One of the birds I was hoping to get on camera and actually get good shots of was the black-headed grosbeak. And we just got one that was up singing. Absolutely amazing bird. It's orange, black, and white. Kind of looks like a Halloween bird. Mascot, I guess, but super amazing bird. All the other shots that I've gotten of that bird this year so far have been like backlit or covered by branches, so I was super happy to pick this one up. Looks like my path is flooded, so I've got to go get back in the car real quick, drive back, and get to the other end of Trapper Park. We got on camera a yellow warbler up in the tree. I was kind of excited because at first it looked a lot bigger than I thought, but then when I obviously got the camera on it, it looked like a yellow warbler, but I thought it was my western tanager. And then I had a western tanager fly over me, not getting it on camera, so we still need to do that. But yellow warbler, I do need Wilson's warbler. I think it's getting late and I probably will miss that one this year, unfortunately. Yeah, pretty good list so far. We also picked up a pine siskin up in a tree as well. And then kind of jumping around in the branches below us was a black-capped chickadee, which is a really cute bird. So good selection of birds so far, 15 species and half a mile of walking. Obviously we've heard a lot more than I've shown you guys on here. You know, things like red-winged blackbird, house finch. We also earlier on got a black-billed magpie up in a tree over here. So that was a good bird to pick up. Yeah, we're gonna continue back onto the car and head to the other side of Trapper Park, try to pick up the bobolinks that I picked up a week ago in the same spot and see what else we can find. Also everybody, if you didn't know, this week is Blackbirders Week. It runs from May 26th to June 1st. You might be wondering, what is Blackbirders Week if you're not aware? Blackbirders Week is a collection of online events as well as in-person events that help to highlight unique experiences that blackbirders face in the birding sphere, as well as to help amplify Black creators and voices within birding and ornithology as well. You may be wondering, how can I support Blackbirders Week or blackbirders in general? And I think what's important is to listen to their voices. I will highlight a few people that I follow who are blackbirders, who do an amazing job on content and in the birding sphere as well. The first one I want to highlight is Wisco Birder on Instagram. His name is Dexter Patterson. He has some awesome content out there. He's super enthusiastic about birding. He goes out and finds birds on Instagram, takes you with him. And also he runs a podcast with the bearded birdsman, Jason Hall. They run the podcast, it's called The Bird Joy Podcast. I will link it in the description as well. It's an awesome podcast, high energy. It also helps to talk about, you know, diversity within birding, why that's important. It's a great podcast for beginner birders or more advanced birders as well. It doesn't matter where you are at in birding. If you want some bird joy, check them out as well. Another person I think you should check out is Christian Cooper. He has a few things in the works that he's done over the last couple years. The first one is called Extraordinary Birder. It's a TV series on Disney Plus. I absolutely love it. He takes you all over the world birding with him, and it's an absolutely amazing show that I think every birder should watch. Christian Cooper has also written a book, and I am absolutely hooked in this book. It's an absolutely amazing read. It's obviously about birding and also has a little bit of an autobiography aspect to it as well, highlighting some of Christian Cooper's experiences as a black man in America. The book is called Better Living Through Birding, Notes from a Black Man in the Natural World. I would highly recommend it. Again, I've been hooked on it. I just started it earlier this week and I'm already about halfway done after 2 days of reading, so definitely check that out. I'll also link a few more people in the description. Do your own research, but it's very important to listen to perspectives that are outside your own. People have different experiences while birding. Birding is not, at least historically, it's getting a little bit better now, but it's not a diverse hobby. I study birders as a PhD student at Utah State. I study birder demographics. I study birder behaviors. We can do so much better as a birding community in supporting black birders. And so I think this week is extremely important for people to show up, to show out, and to listen to black voices. Now, it's not enough to just listen. Make sure that you take what you learn and you act on that. Make sure that you are applying those things into the birding sphere, making birding more inclusive, making birding a safer space for everybody so that it can be a hobby that people can enjoy for years and something that all people can enjoy as well. All right, so now I'm on the other side of the park at Trapper Park, entering the other end of the trail. And unfortunately, I drove past where the bobolinks were last seen, where I saw them, and again, no sign of them. So rule number one about being a birder, if you have a camera, never leave it at home, because when you leave it at home, that's when you're gonna get a lifer, and a really cool lifer at that. We did pick up a red-winged blackbird, so that's not necessarily a consolation prize for the bobolinks, but it's a super beautiful bird regardless. Just got on camera a bird that I have not filmed in over a year, a gray catbird. I know for those of you out east, that's probably not super exciting. Out west, it's also not incredibly difficult to find a gray catbird, but they're not as abundant as they are out east. So super excited about that bird, adding it to the list, and happy to get that on camera. Also got a black-chinned hummingbird on camera. That was the mascot for the Great Salt Lake Bird Festival, so pretty cool hummingbird species. It's got that purple on it. Purple's my favorite color. I like that hummingbird a lot. Let's see what else we can find. Back to where we started, time to flip back around. Now that I'm back at the bridge, I did get a barn swallow perched up on a telephone wire. You gotta take advantage when those swallows rest because they're almost always in the air. So glad to pick that up. And then one of the more cooler birds of the day, also picked up some sandhill cranes out in the field out here. 2 of them. So we're gonna head back. There's a few birds that I didn't pick up on camera that I heard that I want to try to get on the way back, and then obviously one more look for the bobolinks before we wrap up this video. All right, so I just had a situation where Merlin was picking up rose-breasted grosbeak constantly in this one spot back there. I sat there about an hour and all I could see were black-headed grosbeak. Now, rose-breasted grosbeak are pretty rare. They're an eastern bird. They don't really come out west, so that would have been a pretty cool bird to pick up. Again, this is just an example of how you don't want to trust Merlin fully, especially with those super rare birds. If it's birds that are pretty common in the area and Merlin's picking them up, probably safe to add them to your checklist. But if you get a bird that's super rare for your area popping up on Merlin, I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying I couldn't see it, so I'm not gonna mark that on my list. Also, I picked up brown-headed cowbird, which is one of the birds I wanted to get on the way back. I know you've seen it recently on the channel, but it is a brood parasite, meaning that it will lay its eggs in other birds' nests. So basically to give those birds an opportunity to raise their young. So it's a pretty interesting bird, pretty interesting evolution that it's gone through to get to that point. But yeah, brown-headed cowbird added to the list as well. Right, unfortunately, no bobolinks. That was kind of my last opportunity before I go to California. And yes, the next couple videos are going to be in California again. We're gonna go to some new places. We're gonna see some awesome birds. We're also gonna have maybe 1 or 2 videos in Las Vegas as well. So stay tuned for that. Very exciting birding in, different states outside of Utah. All right, just because I'm missing blue-winged teal for the year and still double-crested cormorant for specifically Cache County, I stopped real quick at one of my favorite places, the Logan River Wetlands, and picked up a few more species to put on the video. So I picked up American coot, and they have babies right now, which are absolutely adorable. They're like red, super cool little babies the coots have right now. Otherwise, coots aren't super exciting for me. I see them all the time. And then I also picked up cinnamon teal, which I know is a lot of y'all's favorite duck to see in my videos, especially those who live out east. And then lastly, a ruddy duck, which is another fan favorite. It's got that baby blue bill. Absolutely beautiful bird. Let me know in the comments below, how has migration gone for you so far? What are you missing on your list? What's something that you really need for either your county, state, or life list that you haven't seen so far? Also, remember to give the people that I leave in the description a follow. Give them a like, give them a follow, support them, listen to what they have to say, and then make sure you don't just listen, make sure you act as well, so that we can make birding a more inclusive place for everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope to see you all next time on Bright-Eyed Birding.